3:57 a.m. in the morning.
I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression, it's all that I wanted. The phone and affection, I summon and dub it. Cause I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money.
This film, or not film, this kind of, things about photography, but I really want to catch up with you guys real quick before we jump in. So, over the weekend, it was pretty much birthday weekend for Laura, so I've pretty much been ghost on the internet. It's been nice. It's been really nice. I haven't really picked up the camera, or well, I wouldn't say that. I've been using the camera a little bit, but I haven't really been doing any edits. I haven't been doing anything to pretty much at all. And for the first few days, it was really enjoyable. But not only have I not been doing any editing for over the past few days, I've been waking up at 6:30 a.m. And that might seem like early for a lot of people, but when you're used to waking up at 3 a.m., it's a dramatic difference. And what I found with that, instead of the 8 hours of sleep being very enjoyable and very nice, I found that when I woke up I was actually more tired. I'm over here, Dracula's trying to jump over. I was more tired, and I also didn't have that moment in time for myself, so it almost felt like an accomplishment. And so here I am, back, waking up, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm about to go to bed, but feel pretty good. I mean, I don't feel super energetic right now, but I imagine over the next couple days it'll come. Because it's hard to get back into a habit. Right now, I'm tired. I don't have a complete, full-on whatever. Just wanted to share that with you. Oh yeah, Titanic, right? We went to the Titanic Museum. This thing was awesome. That's why I like these Fords or whatever. I can just kind of catch up with you guys no matter what the date is on the film. Yeah, cool. In this one, we're talking about freezing your subject. Let's jump in.
What's up, guys? This is William Mosley, Mosley. Hey, if you aren't subscribed to the podcast already, please go ahead and do that. It means the world to me. It makes me happy, all that stuff, All right, quick secret. I literally just recorded this whole thing and didn't press the record button on the audio recorder, so damn. I'm going to run through this as quick as I can for you so you can get to shooting those portraits. Now, we already talked about ISO, we already talked about depth of field, and right now we're just going to specifically talk about our shutter. This is the most important part. This is the most important thing that you need to do, especially if you're wanting to freeze your subjects. You want a nice blurred background, but the subject you want nice and sharp. Yeah. Side note, I don't call myself a photographer. I've never, always kind of avoided it, but it's been from the necessity and needs of the company I work for that I've kind of been put into several different shoots and have started to learn the dynamics of it. That, in addition to the year and a half, almost 2 years of vlogging using the camera, has helped me understand the camera much, much more. Okay, here's the most important part. This is a part 2, so if you haven't watched part 1, watch that, catch up, come back here. We want to freeze our subject. We want to make it so that the background is nice and blurred, but the subject is sharp in focus. what you're going to do is you're going to take your shutter and crank it all the way up to 1/1000th of a second. 1/1000th or a 1/500th of a second. Those are the two. You could do those. As you crank it higher, your image will get darker, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But if you're outdoors, you can crank it to 1/1000th. That's going to literally freeze your subject. No matter if they're moving, doesn't matter. It's perfect. You snap that shot, and it's going to catch them just right there in the moment. And that's the most important part. Like, you don't want blurred subjects. You want it nice and sharp. Now, the con to that, or the drawback to that we can adjust for is, let's say that your image is underexposed. It's too dark. Will. Well, you can crank that shutter down to 1/500th of a second, which will make it, a little bit lighter. And you can technically crank it all the way down to 2/50th, but you're actually going to start seeing a little bit of blur, especially if your subject's moving a lot. Just a smidge, not that much, but what I would recommend alternatively to switching down to 2/50th is maybe cranking your ISO up just a little bit, going from ISO 100 to ISO 200, or 200 to 400, or 400 to 800. I wouldn't change it any more than that, or else you're going to probably risk getting grain in your image. Of course, it depends on the camera, but that's just from my personal experience. Now, all else fails, take it down to that 250th. Now, what if your image is overexposed? You've already cranked your shutter all the way up to 1/1000th. You may be able to crank it all the way up to 1/4000th. You might be able to go way, way, way up. That's great. Do that. If not, another alternative to that is you can put an ND filter on your camera, and that will darken it down quite a bit. Another alternative to that is if you're at, like, say a 5.6 or a 1.8, whatever it is that you're for your focal length, whatever you're shooting at, you can technically take that up a few notches. So if you're going from 5.6 maybe to 7 or 9 or 13 or whatever, although with that your background's going to get less blurred. So just be aware of that. All right, I'm at work. I'm hitting work now, so I'm going to let you guys go. I hope that this was valuable to you. Let me know if you have any questions, any comments, all that stuff, and I'll try to do my best to answer them for me. Again, if you have not subscribed, subscribe, please.
I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Photography is one of those things that it comes up, and I'll do it whenever I need to, but it's not like it's being a creative director. You do so many different things, and it's really cool when you have the opportunities to just go left of what you usually do, just a smidge, and embrace it and enjoy it. So hopefully this helped in maybe helping you capture non-blurry photos and get your subject fairly sharp. As far as getting up early in the morning and getting back into a habit, I just gotta keep on doing it. There's something about having your own time, regardless of if it's hard to do and hard to get up. You feel throughout the day, you feel better, or at least I do. Because these past few days I've been getting full 8 hours. I've been getting everything I need. But it's been a little bit tough. Alright, hope you guys enjoy. Talk to you on the next one.